Thanks for staying with us. So it's our Thursday and we love to gist. We have a sizzling topic for us today. So the PRO of police in Lagos, PRO Benjamin Hundeyin, made a post recently on Twitter or X, however you want to choose to call it. He says, and let me quote him, "I have lost count of celebrities and others who have approached me about somebody blackmailing them with their nudes. According to him, if you must send nudes, at least do one view or cover your face or any other identification mark. And do not forget that video calls can be screenshot and recorded. For others, it is a clandestine recording of their intimate moments, of course, without consent. I've honestly lost count of people, sometimes notable people, approaching me about someone somewhere blackmailing them for their nudes. Trust no one. Take adequate precautions. Trust your instincts too, and do not forget to reach out to their handle." Now, the reason why we're taking this topic is because there's been quite a number of people coming out to say they're being blackmailed for their nudes. Recently, there was a lady, an actor, who came out. Her nudes were actually leaked. The actress, Musun, right?
It was a sex video.
Was a sex video? How was a sex video? There was another one where Queen Salawa Abeni also had said that a young clown was going to blackmail her, was trying to blackmail her. And she came out and posted it herself, like, you can't come and blackmail me. We've had these instances for so many years, people having all sorts of issues concerning this. But he's now saying that a lot of notable people who are having these things in their privacy of their own, of their privacy, and now they are being blackmailed. Now, what are your thoughts on these steps he has provided for us, those of you that like to go nude? And people are saying, why would you be going nude at all? But what are your thoughts? Let me come to you, Mariam. No, I started with you earlier.
Yeah, so
let me start with Ronke. Ronke, no, we'll come to let me preserve coach. Let me come to Ronke today. Ronke, let me start with you. Go ahead, please.
Well, Maria, this nudity matter is starting to sound like a pandemic. Like it's just climbing and moving. And I hear what he tried to say out there. I guess he's just tired of everything the same. Can't people just be wise? So it's a case of a permissive will. This is not okay, but if you must do it. So I don't know why anybody will request for anybody's nudes. So I would like to stay on the assumption that those nudes were taken without their permission. And for those who are sending their nudes on purpose, there's really no kind of safety there. It's all bad. It's 100%. They say there's a good and a bad side. This one is 100% risky. So for those who are doing it, I think it's a risk because the relationship can go sour the next minute, the next day, and then you'll be at the risk of all your nudes being out there in the open. So everybody should just be careful.
Well. Okay, but let me just explain maybe why nudes happen.
Yeah.
You know how we used to watch movies one time and then all of a sudden we heard of 3D glasses. And then you started watching movies in 3D and you're like, wow, I love the experience. So it is a wider view, a more holistic view. Have you gone for some of these games that...
Virtual reality?
Yes, yes, you put something on and then they'll say the 7D version. So you're seated somewhere, but it feels as if you're in different. So that's what the news and the videos do. They give you 3D, 7D view of what you're doing. And so that's why, and because we know how exciting that is to have a much wider view of anything it is that you're participating in. And I know that that's why these sort of things exist. And the unfortunate thing, about saying, oh, do not share your nudes with it, is that most of the time it's done with someone you love, you trust, So where you are at that particular time, you feel that you're with your person. This is us. Nothing can break us, So usually at that point, a person like that is not thinking about the risks involved. They're just thinking about the love that they're enjoying. And they can never in their life picture that they'll ever be sitting down someday discussing with a police officer about a loved one trying to blackmail them. We have had stories of people talking about their husbands, father of their children that have done this to them. Do you understand? So we know that people will take advantage, but we also need to understand that there's a reality where people want to view things in 3D or in 7D and enjoy it. Right. And so that's why I find Hundeyin's advice, I like it, because a lot of times, it's just like when we talk about sex with young people, they don't have sex until we started talking to her about condoms because some things must exist, whether we like it or not.
Happen.
So I like it because he's looking at, okay, this is our new world.
Solve it.
And phones have become part of intimacy.
Yeah.
So do it this way. So you're not giving them the tools that they need to protect themselves.
Fantastic.
So I'm enjoying you, I love you, but
let's
you know,
protect
let's protect ourselves.
Let me come to you, BC, because I mean, I wanted to come to your thoughts on his advice. But also, I'd like you to touch on why are we having so many nudes these days?
Yeah, so first of all, we are in a wicked world. My sister, there's nothing you can do about it. Wicked people exist. The only prayer is that you don't meet them. One, you're not a wicked person, so you don't attract them. And even if you meet them, that somehow they would not remember to be wicked to you. Because it's one thing to say, don't send nudes. I always tell young girls around me, any man that is chatting you and says send nudes, just know that that man is useless. That's number one. You cannot be asking for that because it can get into the wrong hands. But there's also a case where sometimes you have intimate moments and you video yourself. You do in your bedroom, you do and all of that. And your phone gets missing. And then it gets stolen. And it gets into the hands of people who now trace you and try to blackmail you. That's one side. You protected yourself. You didn't send nude to any man, but then it leaked. The case that you mentioned where the husband, there was Empress. She's an actress. That her relationship, videoing her when she was taking a bath and all of that, that was a loving relationship. She didn't even know she was being recorded. And then they had something went wrong in the relationship and it was released. That's you being in a wicked world and being a victim of wickedness. And that's why it's not about the advice, right? We can do all the things right. We can do the one view and all of that. And somehow, you get into a place and the person records you without your consent. There's a case we're supposed to deal. Nima highlighted it where the husband recorded, this woman is a Muslim, married as a virgin.
Yes, I
the
remember
husband recorded their intimate moments and was uploading in porn sites. So how do you tell that person that she didn't protect herself enough? So that is why, wait. That is why this is a criminal offense. Anybody that tells you is being blackmailed, that person that is blackmailing must be fished out and the law should trash that. Is a criminal offense because we can really not protect our daughters and our girlfriends as much as we can anymore. Everybody's just doing things to get money and rip people off. So you must be punished if you're caught. Make it known that if we can, in fact, set examples with the people you've caught. Let us see what they do to people who blackmail people with their nudes because we can do the one view and still fall victim of our phones being stolen.
Let's talk about this.
Also, sorry, just to respond to that, he made a difference. You know, he talked about those ones where you're the one involved, and then he talked about clandestine recordings, that
You're not aware.
those ones are out to get you.
So my question, Miriam, is that, okay, your nudes get out, so? Because we're in this world, jackpot world. Husband travels, wife is in that country, one place, they are all miles apart. And they are still using the phone as a tool to get on because they are adults. Things happen. You know, somebody can record his wife, somebody can record his husband. While you are away, at least we are filming on this or whatever it is. And these things, as you said, it's a new world. People are, it's now a tool. So we cannot condemn the act. Like, oh, why would you do that? It's something people are using right now to get to be okay. So if it gets out, why are we making such a fuss over it? Okay, yes. Okay, maybe that's not the right question.
No.
If it comes out, why are we making a fuss over the fact that it's out?
Auntie, the question, the reason why it's a fuss, if a man's nudes come out, there's no fuss. Nobody cares. So this is conversation really also about how, you know, gender-based, I don't want to call it gender-based discrimination, all those sort of criticism that comes around women. A woman dares not make a mistake. When she does, she's made to suffer for it, you know, in a way that a man would never even understand why. So this is really about women and how we have objectified them, and yet we want to break them, you know. So because when things like this happen, even when we've seen videos where we know that this person wasn't even aware, even when we know that this person was blackmailed, even when we know that this was a criminal that did this, we still blame the woman.
Yeah.
How dare your nakedness
Yeah.
be out
shown.
there? Now, there's this second part of the conversation where women are now saying, okay, you cannot shame the shameless. I own my nudity, I own my mistake, do your worst. But the sad part of this is now we're having girls come out unprovoked.
Yeah.
And then they put the video out and say,
Yeah.
it's me that is there. You know, so the thing is,
where do we draw the line?
we need to find a balance. You know, let's understand that this is not about us saying, just throw yourself out there for anybody to ridicule. But we should also understand when a woman is a victim of a situation and just not throw her out there to drop.
Let me take this call from Tunde. Is calling from Magodo. Thanks for calling.
Hello, good morning, Murayo.
Morning, you're live. Go ahead,
Do you know
please.
what? Thank you very much. Do you know what happens to these ladies sending nude? It's because of the poverty level in the country. Some ladies do send it because of the token. I do travel, my family is in US, but you see, I've seen a lot of nakedness of some ladies that call themselves celebrities, and some other ladies too, because these guys, you just send a token, maybe of 50K, 100K to them. The next thing you see them sending nudes. Some friends will just show it to me, and we just laugh over it. And also, some people like it, being video, while having sex, but they don't think about the repercussion if there's a breakup at any agreement between them. You know, they shouldn't trust anybody.
Right. So now let me stay with you for a minute. Your wife is abroad. So when she's away, how do you get on? How do you get on?
How do I do what?
How do you get on? How you intimate with your wife while she's over there? Do you?
I go there twice, and she comes there in December every year. She comes.
So that's the only time you get intimate. That's the only time you get intimate. You don't cheat.
Our kids are grown up. So my kids are
They are not in that
Yeah.
level.
Oh, okay.
They are that mommy and daddy G.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you're kind of.
Yeah, and it's because of my nature of my job. That's why I'm here at present.
Hey, I hear
No.
you're not hearing the question, Mr. Tunde. While Madam is in abroad and your children are all grown up,
How
how are you getting intimate? What are you doing?
take care of
The video
yourself?
calls
it.
going on.
Are there video calls with you and your husband, your wife?
Yeah, we do video call.
Let me let you go, okay? Don't get me. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Tunde. I appreciate your comment. Go ahead.
Yes. So, this matter, the singer that video leak, and she came out and said, well, somebody wants to blackmail me. Oh.
That's Tiwa Savage.
Yes. And when the thing came out, she chested it. Is a way to silence the shamers, right? And I think a lot more women need to stand in that, especially if you did not deliberately want to just expose yourself. If it happened, maybe your husband, then you people fall apart and he releases the whole thing. And instead of women to support what you're going through at the moment, they are the ones that will castigate you, they are the ones that will call you names, they are the ones that would, sideline you, they are the ones that would want to just crucify you because you have, that mistake has happened. Not you made the mistake, or the mistake made you. And then you suffer the consequences of something you did not even deliberately do. So I think we are getting to the point where you cannot shame the shameless. So if you call today and say, okay, you have so nude, and Uncle release it, I've been looking for opportunity to even show myself. They did not allow me. Now that you want to show it without my consent, go ahead. That way, we take ourselves away from the blackmail that will be happening, because normally when these blackmailers send this, they want you to keep paying and paying and paying. And if you tell the blackmail, my friend, if you have it, okay, go ahead and post it. And that's it. You take away that job from that person. They fish that person
But how
out.
would you look like in church on Sunday? How would you, your nakedness and me out there? I mean, I'll take you in a second. Let me take Stephen from Unilag. Good morning, Stephen. You're live. Hello, Stephen. I lost it. Let me come to you, Ronke.
Okay, so I'm going to disagree a bit with Dr. Bisi. I'm not very okay with the you can't shame the shameless, because there's so many things that have become tradition today because somebody did it mistakenly. We will not be safe. If people can come out to chest it, to say, this is me, yeah, it was done in error, there are so many other young girls that will believe, hey, I also need to put myself out there. So my question is, what kind of message are we sending to the girls that are coming after us? Because we still live in a place that we pride ourselves that we've got the culture of respect. We are people who are modest.
Yes.
Okay, so there should be small shame somewhere.
Yeah.
Now, back to those who are being blackmailed. God forbid I find myself in those shoes, but I know that if it happens, I'll probably do your worst, because we know that a blackmailer will always come back.
Yeah.
But I want everyone. So one time I did a survey on digital relevance, and I was told, I've not verified it, but I was told that that thing we call delete does not really delete. There's nothing that can be permanently deleted as long as we have posted it. So even if it's from a husband to his wife and it has gone on the internet,
That's it.
it can come out. If you have the nerve to post it, even if it's to your spouse, please give that 1% chance that it might be out there. And when it comes out there, you can decide on what you want to do.
Can I ask you a question?
Go on.
So you said we should have small shame, Abby? I agree. And then that video leaks, or that picture leaks. What do you expect the woman to do? She should hide herself in the small shame. She should lose the contract she has. She should lose her job for something she did not deliberately post. Okay. Or she should, or in a bid to not set a bad example, because young people will now be chesting it. Or she should
be sober. Look embarrassed. Yeah, so she'll be sober. I think what I heard her say is that.
Hold on. My being sober and looking embarrassed should not be to the public. It shouldn't be to the public. I'm weeping in my closet that this happened to me.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't come to the public and be weeping because everybody is holding their hoes and holding their hoes and their arrows to kill me.
Okay.
The way to get out of it, to make people quickly move on and face their business, is to say, okay, it has happened.
Own it.
There's nothing I can do about it. It's there, it's there.
All right, let me...
What you are saying now, we should not do that, so that so my life should stop.
Right. No, I'll let you respond, in a second.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let me let you go ahead.
Okay. So there's this young girl that has been inviting me for to come speak to some teenagers, and somehow, because we talk, I had to store her number. And from time to time, I just stumble on her status. And I see her do all sorts. This girl is like 23. So I see her take shisha. I see her do all sorts. So tomorrow, if somebody like that says my nudes are out, and you're still on that path, that for me is what I mean by being sober. You can't claim, I'm not referring to crying, I mean, when you get pushed to the wall, you've got to face the wall and stare at it.
Yeah.
But your actions afterwards should show that it wasn't an intentional act, not your action when it happened.
Fantastic. Let me come to this call. Ibrahim, thanks for calling. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Mariah.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
What I think, my opinion, what the Lagos State PRO is trying to push out this year is a very good advice that is supposed to salvage the level of moral decadence that's in our society today. People no longer have respect for what we call private part. It's private for God's sake. It's not public. And for the couples that perhaps for the reason of being away thousands of miles apart, saying, okay, the best way to quench the urge is to do a live video showing your private, showing this. I think that is the level of moral decadence that has gotten to a bad level in aspect. Well, and that is not a license for any man. Because when you see a naked picture of the private part of a man out there, nobody cares. But I think this is a big war against feminism, against women, which definitely must be criminalized. If a woman, for reason of poverty or for whatever reason, pushes out her needs, which is not justifiable in the first place, it is not a license for anybody, either a man or a woman, to put it out there for the public view. However, sometimes women do it because of trust. That is why I always tell those I have opportunity to talk to. When you love, open your eyes. But most girls nowadays, because of level of poverty, they love and they close their eyes and they forget that in the next minute, the relationship that you speak can go sour. They overtrust. And so who do you now blame? So please, the level of releasing of news is just too high in our society. I think God will help us.
All right. I think we can wrap up on this. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim. Any other angles, social media comments before we wrap up on this? Well, at least SP Benjamin Hundeyin has given you some tips on how to protect yourself from instances like that. As I was telling you before the program started, that adults will be adults. Whether we like it or not, people will do things. We can't stop them from being adults. The same with that pornography. The market for pornography in Nigeria is huge, in Africa. So who's watching it? We can't pretend that we don't do it. It's happening. But what Hundeyin is telling us is protect yourself. And if it gets out, hey, as BC said, own it. Yes, you shouldn't. We're not saying you should go out there and say, yeah, I'm okay with it, but you also have to protect yourself. And just as Ruka said, also, it is an embarrassment, whether we like it or not, want to believe it or not, but just protect yourself the best you can so that we remember those who are coming behind us, so don't make it look as if it's okay to play around with your nudes in public.
Okay,
that is all. We have a comment?
Ushi says, you guys are doing a great job, but I find it annoying each time you make matters about gender, about the women. I know a man who is facing the same as I type. Please discuss the issues and leave the gender. Unfortunately, in cases like that, if you just do like a general sweep, you would find that the people who are most criminalized or punished are women. I mean, we know that that's just general, but we're not saying that there are not unique cases where men will be going through this, and they deserve justice as well as any woman who's going through this as well.
Okay, let me go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll take another hot topic, really interesting topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.